Hello and welcome to this week's news bulletin from the Christian Institute. A Christian street preacher who was held in custody for over 19 hours has received £13,000 compensation in an out-of-court settlement. John Craven had been accused of public order offences by Greater Manchester Police in 2011 after he quoted the Bible to two teenagers who asked what he thought of homosexuality. Mr. Craven says he was held in a cell and denied food for almost 15 hours. He commented, "The actions of the police have left me feeling nervous and anxious. I found the whole episode extremely distressing." Greater Manchester Police have now admitted they made mistakes, and speaking on the BBC, the Christian Institute's Simon Calvert called the incident worrying.
It was very worrying that this officer thought that the right way to deal with this street preacher was to arrest him without asking him any questions and to lock him in a cell for 19 hours. That's very worrying. That ought to worry anybody who cares a jot for freedom of speech. And I hope that Greater Manchester Police are looking at this case very closely and making sure that their officers are trained so that this kind of thing does not happen again.
And the president of the National Secular Society, Terry Sanderson, has given his support to Mr. Craven, commenting, "Free speech belongs to everybody, even those you disagree with, and so we support the right of street preachers to quote the Bible without having their collars felt. Being insulted is not a good enough reason to have someone thrown into a police cell." Sex education lessons at a primary school in Scotland have come in for fierce criticism after it was revealed that children as young as 6 are being taught about sex. The move has reportedly been introduced because of high teenage pregnancy rates, but one parent said the problem will not be addressed by conducting the explicit lessons at such a young age. She described the content as jaw-dropping and accused Fife's Ladybank Primary School of telling our kids how to have sex when they've only just learnt to write their own names, adding it's absolutely shocking. But Carrie Lindsay, an area education officer with Fife Council, defended the classes, claiming lessons in our schools are taught at an appropriate level for the age and ability of the child. Following the UK's first same-sex marriage ceremonies, which took place last weekend, a new poll has revealed that the gay marriage issue is set to cost the Conservative Party votes at the upcoming European elections. More than a quarter of Tory voters say they are less likely to back their party in the May elections. Only 11% of those who voted Conservative at the last general election said they were more likely to support the party because of same-sex marriage. Staying with same-sex marriage, two gay commentators have lent their voices to criticism of the change. Art critic Brian Sewell said that when civil partnerships were introduced, they seemed to be the final necessary reform, but a group within the gay community wanted more. He said it was this noisy nucleus that demanded gay marriage, and seeing a handful of votes in it, David Cameron announced his support. Meanwhile, Andrew Pearce, writing in the Daily Mail, said that the introduction of same-sex marriage was politically a disastrous miscalculation. Mr. Pearce, who is in a civil partnership, said politicians had offended millions of people by arrogantly redefining the meaning of the relationship between a man and a woman that has been the bedrock of society for thousands of years. Fresh pressure to ban parents from smacking their children is being opposed by the Welsh Government. A new campaign group called Academics for Equal Protection claim physical punishment of children is unacceptable and have called for the practice to be outlawed. Their calls come just 2 months after a similar attempt to criminalise smacking was rejected by Welsh Assembly members. A government spokesman said, "We voted against an amendment to the Social Services and Wellbeing Wales Bill on the physical punishment of children because a change of this nature without appropriate public consultation would not be the right thing to do." The Scottish Government has rejected calls to introduce officially sanctioned consumption rooms where drug addicts can inject themselves. Medical experts, including Dr. Roy Robertson, claim the rooms, amongst other measures, could help reduce drug-related deaths. But Colin Hart, director of the Christian Institute, said, "These heroin-shooting galleries would ultimately lead to more deaths, not fewer. They promote the idea that people should stay on drugs. But drugs are illegal because they are dangerous. You can't do an unsafe thing in a safe way." A spokesman for the Scottish Government commented that it has no plans to introduce drug consumption rooms due to the ethical and legal issues raised by such proposals. Well, that's all for this week. For more information and regular updates on all of our stories, plus much more, visit our website at christian.org.uk. Until next time, goodbye.